Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. So let's set the scene for today's topic. I want you to imagine a scenario, one we've literally all found ourselves in at some point or another. You're sitting there, maybe across the table at a local coffee shop, or worse, you're trapped on one of those seemingly endless conference calls. And the person on the other end, they're telling you a story, but it is this incredibly long, twisty, rambling conversation, right? They're going down all these rabbit holes, dragging in totally irrelevant background characters. And you're just sitting there, nodding politely, but internally, your brain is completely spinning. You are totally lost in the weeds of their narrative, just desperately looking for an exit strategy.
Section 1. The bottom line.
Okay, let's dive into this. That exact situation we just talked about. It brings on this universal feeling of mental exhaustion. You're basically swimming in a sea of details, and you just want someone to cut through all that noise. You're craving efficiency. You don't want the prologue, the character development, and all the meandering side quests. You want to jump straight to the end of the book. You want the ultimate point. Because when we reach our breaking point in those moments of endless rambling, there is an ultimate question we all ask when we just want that final, key result. We politely raise a hand, or we gently interject, and we say, okay, so what's the bottom line? It's honestly a great phrase. It asks for the foundation. It asks, out of all the thousands of words you literally just threw at me, what is the single piece of information I actually need to walk away with?
Section 2. Defining the upshot.
But what if I told you there's a single word that captures that entire sentiment? A really precise, sharp linguistic tool for your vocabulary belt for exactly when you need to cut to the chase. That word is upshot. By definition, upshot is the most important issue, result, or conclusion. It's what it all comes down to. Now, I want to break the fourth wall with you for a second. Wherever you're sitting right now, just say it out loud with me. Upshot. Let's do it one more time and really emphasize that first syllable. Upshot. It's a noun. It's a word for a thing, and that thing is the single, absolute center of an issue. It's the total distillation of everything that's been said or done, basically boiled down into one vital drop of information, the bottom line.
Section 3. Upshot in action. Now, having the dictionary definition is great, but let's shift gears a bit and look at how this word functions practically in everyday communication. Like, how do we use it to instantly clarify a situation and just slice right through the confusion? Well, imagine stepping into a conversation and saying, I know all that, but what was the upshot of the discussion? Think about how perfectly this captures the need to skip the fluff. Someone just spent 20 minutes recapping who said what, how the room felt, who was drinking what coffee during the debate. You get the idea. By asking for the upshot, you're politely acknowledging the details, yeah, I know all that, while demanding the key result. You're asking for the final score of the game, not the play-by-play.
And this brilliantly illustrates our next point. Listen to this one. The upshot of the meeting was that the trip is canceled. Really think about the power of this sentence. You don't need to know the budget constraints or the annoying scheduling conflicts or the arguments that happened in that meeting room. The word upshot acts as a delivery mechanism for definitive, concise news. It gathers up all the complexities of that meeting and just hands you the one result that actually matters. You aren't going on the trip.
Let's look at one more and see how this builds in a completely different context. She studied hard all year, and the upshot was a perfect score. I absolutely love this example because it shows that an upshot isn't just used for bad news or canceled trips. No, it can also highlight a highly positive, direct final outcome. It connects the long, grueling process, studying hard all year, directly to the ultimate payoff. It's the grand prize at the very end of the journey.
Section 4. Word detective. Usage rules.
All right, I want us all to put on our word detective hats for a minute here. Let's dissect the nuance of this word, because precision in language is really what separates good communication from great communication. Now, what's really interesting here is comparing upshot to the general words we use every single day, like result, outcome, or consequence. Now, they're perfectly fine words, but an event might have multiple results, right? A decision might lead to 5 different outcomes or a dozen consequences. The upshot, though, it's singular. It is the single most important takeaway. It contrasts with standard results by basically being the reigning champion of takeaways. It is the absolute heart of the matter. And because of that, people often use the exact phrase, the upshot is, right before they cut to the heart of the matter. It's a phenomenal conversational tool. When you're speaking and you drop that phrase, it acts as a clear, blinking signal for your listener. It tells them, hey, stop worrying about the details I just gave you, grab your mental highlighter, and pay close attention to what I'm about to say next. It just frames the conversation perfectly.
Section 5. Try it yourself. Okay, so we've broken it down, we've looked at the evidence, and we've seen it in action. Now I'm challenging you to apply the word immediately.
We know from the science of learning that bringing this explainer's lesson into your real life right away is absolutely the best way to aid memory retention. So I want you to take a moment right now. Think of a twisty or complex event that happened to you this week. Maybe it was a totally convoluted text chain with your family, a complicated errand that took 3 hours, or maybe a project at work that just went completely off the rails. Gather up all those messy details in your mind. Now sweep them away and summarize the one single key result using this fill-in-the-blank phrase. The upshot was...
The crucial point here is that language is a tool, and today we've sharpened a truly great one. We've taken the messy, rambling noise of life and learned exactly how to distill it down to its most vital essence. Which brings me to this final question. What is the upshot of your week? I want to leave you with that provocative thought. Don't just learn this word, go out and actually wield it in your very next conversation. Cut through the noise and get straight to the bottom line. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep focusing, and I'll catch you next time.